Hey, what's up guys, my name is Anshul and today in this video let us briefly talk about the M1 Pro MacBook because this is one laptop in the 16 inches form factor that I have been using from the past 3 years or so, and this has been my main device for my day-to-day task, even though if it is coding or if it is editing videos or maybe freelancing some of the stuff for my private clients. This is the sole machine that I have been using from the longest time. But now, because we have already got the M4 Pro MacBooks and that is again the 4th generation, I just wanted to make a quick video and show you that why these laptops are still worth your money and you should not be upgrading to the M4 Pro stuff, because again those are the latest and the greatest. But in this video I just want to focus on this device and I just want to compare this thing with the M4 Pro because this is one device that a lot of people might be buying instead of buying the M4 Maxes, that is again one of the costlier ones. So let us see in this video that why do I feel like that this M1 Pro MacBooks are still a very good deal and you should just completely skip the M4 Pro MacBooks for this year at least. And the number one thing that I want to talk about is really the performance, and again I have been using this device from the past 3 years and the only issue that I have been getting out of this device after 3 years is a memory issue, and that was again something that I just got to see after this latest and the greatest update that we have got on this MacBooks. I just got to see a lot of random reboots and I just figured out that it was not really a hardware issue, it was an issue with the Safari browser, and it only appeared when I was using a specific website with Safari. It was just overloading the CPU. I saw a lot of Reddit threads and they said that it might be an issue with hardware, but no, as being a developer and as being someone who is very much into the technical stuff, I can say for sure that if you're getting some kind of memory issue or the reboot issues, it might not just be the hardware issue on your device, and it could possibly be some kind of application or maybe some kind of application inside of the browser that might be acting up on the CPU of your device. So do check that what applications that you are using, or maybe you have some kind of external device that is connected that might be giving a bad time or a hard time on the CPU or the memory and causing your MacBook to be rebooting, or maybe again it could be just potentially some of the bugs that we have in the latest and the greatest software that we have on these MacBooks, because I can see a very similar pattern on my iPhone with this latest AI stuff that is happening around these latest Apple devices. So yes, I think so the performance is just not an issue with the M1 Pro MacBooks, and I can say it with confidence after using it for 3 years now. The thing about the M4 Pro MacBook is that it is about twice as fast as what you have got on this M1 Pro MacBook. And what do I really mean to say is that if you are rendering something on this MacBook, the M1 Pro MacBook, for example, I just want to render a 15-minute video on this M1 Pro, it may take about 6 to 7 minutes. You can do the very same thing on the M4 Pro MacBooks in about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but in my opinion, it is not worth spending about 2,800 Canadian dollars on a device just to save about 4 minutes or 5 minutes, because these M1 Pro MacBooks are still one of the best and the fastest that you can get in the market. Again, I have got a lot of Windows devices in my studio as well, and those are all on the latest generation, and none of those laptops can really beat what I have got on this M1 Pro MacBook. So yes, even though that it is not the latest and the greatest, and even though that you might have to spend 4 extra minutes while the video is rendering, I still think so it is not worth spending $2,800 extra on a new MacBook. Or even if you sell this one, you might still have to pay about 1,500 Canadian dollars or maybe 1,200 Canadian dollars, or actually more Canadian dollars to be able to purchase a new device, which is just not worth the money in my opinion. Now the next thing is that these devices, they do come with a 16GB of I think so base storage on the M1 Pro MacBooks, and again you might be able to get more internal RAM on the M4 Pro MacBooks, maybe the 16 inches one. I think so they start with 24GB. I might be wrong, but the thing is that even though that we have just got 16GB of internal RAM on this M1 Pro MacBooks, you have also got this unified memory system, and most of the times I see that whenever I'm running out of memory on this M1 Pro MacBooks, it does use some amount of the space on the SSD, that is again a unified memory, and it does leverage that thing on these devices. And I have not seen a lot of memory issues on this M1 Pro devices. Again, a lot of those issues are just related to the software and the way that this system works, and you might get the similar issues on the M4 Pro MacBooks as well, in my opinion. So this is something again you just need to keep in mind. A lot of people would again say that they use a lot of AI stuff, and I would just come onto this thing later onto this video. Now another thing that I want to quickly talk about this M4 Pro MacBooks is that yes, it is a great system and it does beat a lot of benchmarks in the term of the single CPU benchmark or maybe the multi-core. When you compare it against even the M2 Ultras, that is again the best in the market that we have really got, because the M3 series was not one of the best ones that we got to see with the Apple lineup from the last year. And this thing over here, it does beat a lot of benchmarks, even the Ultra scores on this M4 Pro. But if you just look at the performance of the GPUs on this M4 Pro MacBooks, again it is better than what you have got on this M1 Pro MacBooks, but it is not a very big difference. And again, you would just not use this MacBook for just gaming. A lot of people who just want to do a lot of 3D rendering, I think so that they should just go with the M4 Maxes instead of going with this M4 Pro, because again it is greater than what you have got on this M1 Pro, but it is not the best in what we have got in the market, especially just because Apple has just raised the bar of these chips to a very high level. So again, if you just want to do a lot of 3D rendering and the 3D graphics stuff, I would just say just stick with the M4 Max. But if you just want to upgrade from M1 Pro to M4 Pro, it just does not make a lot of sense. Now another thing that is very interesting about this MacBooks is that it is a very good one in the terms of the AI performance, and this is again something that you would just want to buy if you just want to do a lot of machine learning thing, or maybe you just want to train AI on this MacBooks. Again, it is a very good device to do the same, but you can do the very same thing on something like the AWS platform or maybe the Google Cloud services. I think that Amazon has got this entry-level tier, that is the SageMaker one, to be able to use these services and rent a CPU on these cloud services along with the storage. I think they cost about $0.05 US. Again, way cheaper than just spending a lot of money on a new MacBook just because you just want to do a lot of AI tasks. Trust me, they would not be faster than what you have got on this Google Cloud services and the Amazon Cloud services, because they utilize the best in the market, and that is from Nvidia, and those are just very powerful GPUs to be able to do this AI task, and you can just use these services for a very less price to be able to do the very same thing. And on to about the AI services that is already there on this MacBooks, the writing tools, the image playground stuff, everything is still available on this M1 Pro MacBooks as well, because again the minimum requirement is 16 GB, and that is exactly that you will be able to get on this M1 Pro MacBook. So yes, you are in good hands, and I think so that at least for a year or two you can still use this device without any issues, and it will still be a very good one. Now the next thing that I want to talk about, that a lot of people are looking into these new MacBooks, is that these MacBooks have got a better display, and again 600 nits versus 1000 nits that you get on the M4 Pro MacBooks. And also you have got the matte displays on these new MacBooks. Again, it is not the biggest deals in my opinion. If you are looking for something with a lot less glare, I can just recommend you some of the best screen protectors in the markets, and those will give 80% of the performance. And I'm talking about the matte screen protectors that we have got from some of the major amazing brands in the market, and you just do not need to spend some extra money to be able to get the anti-glare display on a MacBook. Again, if you are just buying the M4 Pro MacBook with the anti-glare display, it is I think so $150 more than what you have got on the base model. So yes, again I do not think so that you just want to spend a lot of extra cash on the anti-glare display. A lot of other laptops that are the Windows laptops, they do come with a similar display technology, and you can achieve the very same result, at least 80 to 90% of the very same thing, by using an anti-reflective display, a matte screen protector factor on this MacBook. So yes, you just should not need to worry at all. Now the next thing is that if you feel like that the brightness on these screens are not the ones that you are looking for, you can just use something like the better display application. I will again link it down to the description of this video, and it would just do exactly what you would be able to achieve with the M4 Pro MacBooks. Again, this is not the official application, but it will just increase the brightness on this display to the level where you can just use this laptops in the direct sunlight with no issues at all. So yes, I think so all the good stuff that is there on the M4 Pro MacBooks, that can still be achieved with these M1 Pro MacBooks, and you should just love whatever you have in your home or on the office side, because these are still very powerful laptops in my opinion. Now the next big thing about the M4 Pro MacBooks was really the Thunderbolt 5 connectivity on these devices. Now a lot of devices that we have got in the market, they just did not use this standard, and the only benefit would be to use these Thunderbolt 5 connection with the displays that are like the 4K ones or the 8K ones, because it does increase the bandwidth of what you are able to send to your screen. But a lot of displays again are not 5K and the 8K displays that we have got in the market. So yet again, this is not a very huge incentive. And yes, one more thing that a lot of people would argue about is that the updated cameras on this M4 Pro MacBooks, and yes, it is a great fun, but you can use the continuity feature on your iPhones and use the back camera as a webcam so that the view is good, and you can also use the center stage feature at the same time. And also the quality of using the back cameras on your iPhone would be any day better than what you would still have with the latest improved sensors that you have got on the M4 Pro MacBook. So yes, not a big deal breaker and something that you should be considering if you want to just upgrade from the M1 Pro MacBook. So the M4 Pros, again, not a big deal breaker. Now the next thing that I want to share is the battery health on this MacBook Pro after using it for about 3 years. And as of filming this video right now, the battery health is about 89 to 88%. I'm not too sure, but again, it is a very good battery life in my opinion. And if you just want to swap this thing, I think so you can just get a very cheap service online, or maybe you can use something like iFixit tools to be able to get a new battery replacement for a very cheap price, rather than just putting a lot of money on the M4 Pro MacBooks. Again, a win-win situation in my opinion. And still, these MacBooks, they do just charge very well and very fast. It is again, I think so 140 watt of the charger. I might be wrong, but I think so that it is a 140 watt of charging. And also the USB device that I've got with this PD charging thing on my monitor, it does charge this thing pretty well at a very fast speed. And again, at the same time, the battery life on this MacBook is again better than most of the Windows laptop that you have got on the market. And still at the same time, I think so that the support for the software at this point of time is better on the M series of the lineup for the MacBooks than all the other ARM-based Windows laptops that we have got in the market with the Qualcomm chip inside, or maybe with the latest and greatest Elite chips or the regular chips that we have got on the market. Again, I think so that you will just get a lot of better performance, a lot of more optimized applications on these MacBooks, and it is still a very good deal in my opinion. And if you just want to know that what is this casing that I'm using with this MacBook, it is the one from Subcase, and I'm using the same thing on my iPhone as well. And again, this is not a sponsored video. I just got to know as of filming this video that this case was from the same brand as what I'm using on my iPhone. Again, it is protecting my laptop, and I have not seen any kind of scratches or dents or any kind of scuffs on this MacBook in the past 3 years. But at the same time, I'm protecting this laptop with this deep-brand skin as well. So again, I think so that it is a win-win situation for me at least. And I have got this laptop in this silver color, and even though that if I would be upgrading to the latest and the greatest, I would never get a black color, it does scuff with time, even though the coating on the latest MacBooks is really a good one. But again, a win-win situation for me at least. And yes, that was all that I wanted to share about in this video. Again, the M4 Pro MacBooks are the ones that are better than this M1 Pro MacBooks. But if you already have one, and if you already have the M1 Pro MacBook with 1 TB of storage and 16 GB of RAM, I think so that you are still good to go for another 1 to 2 years. And well, that was all that I wanted to share in this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.